up today?
I think I pressed
play.
Let
me check this one. Start talking.
Hi guys,
Yeah,
happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day if you're into that kind of thing.
Getting ready for the snow tomorrow. Are we prepared for another 6 to 8?
Out here in Jersey. Let's do a quick little clap count on 3. 1, 2. What's up guys? Anthony Monetti, Project My Life. I'm here with my beautiful co-host,
Karen Monetti.
Oh! Alright,
Hi.
so today I want to start off by apologizing. The other day, during our carb video, I actually pulled it down this morning. I made a comment and I wanted to pull it down. I'm unapologetically authentic when I speak, when I do these little impromptu videos and podcasts. I just speak whatever comes to my brain. I speak, so there's really no filter, nose level. Some people have a filter and they filter a lot of shit out. I just let it ride, right? I ride the wave, and that's my that's my unapologetic authenticity, if you will. Now, I made a comment about, I was reiterating the fact that carbs do not make you fat, and that there's still coaches out there this day and age, 2021, wildly fascinating that they still preach zero carb diets. Now again, there's a time and a place for everything in most situations, but I don't agree, Karen's with me on this, that you should eliminate carbs from your diet. It's just a really simple, it's probably one of the 3 top rules of healthy eating and weight loss and all that fun stuff. But I made a comment and I repeated myself, and I said, I'll repeat it one more time for the slow kids in the back. Now, I get it. People get offended by that, and being a slow kid, I was a slow kid. So I want to apologize. I took that post down, but it's leading me to my next conversation about I was a slow kid. In fact, I'm a slow adult a little bit. I'm a slow big kid. I have a difficult time comprehending certain things, and it's really difficult and challenging for me to focus on reading or on one thing at a time. My wife's here to assist with that.
I plead the fifth.
When she's trying to, correct, or when she's trying to get me to pay attention to something that's important, she'll say, just pay attention. And I've been hearing that my whole life, like, just pay attention. And it's not that simple.
Just listen.
It's not that simple. I listen, but it doesn't compute. And, some of my history was I was in the BSI classes in school, the basic skills, because I wasn't passing my test and I wasn't doing well in school. So I get it. And now I still have to read the same page sometimes 3 or 4 times before I comprehend it and before I'm able to, kind of calm my brain waves down or calm my brain traffic down so I can actually digest what I'm saying. So Karen said, that's a good point. We should talk about being an individual and owning up to your, what you think are insecurities or imperfections, and B, owning them and stepping into that role and finding out what you're really good at. For me, I used fitness as my outlet to help me overcome the fact that I wasn't good in school. I was like, whoa, this is good. I can do this on my own. I can practice. And it was my outlet. It was my therapy. I use it for antidepressant, anti-anxiety, all that fun stuff. As a 43-year-old man, as a 13-year-old kid, I still use the same principles. Now, Karen had something she wanted to add to that as far as, owning up who you are, and don't let labels
guide you through life.
Perfect.
Right? So if somebody calls you slow, or if somebody calls you ugly or whatever it is, that doesn't mean you are that, and you don't have to live your life with that either, right? So, somebody might say, hey, you're too stupid to do this. Well, who says that? Where's the rule book that defines that, right? And just because a label has been put on you as a kid or as an adult doesn't mean that you are that, and you can overcome it, and you could figure out something that maybe you're really good at. I know Les Brown is really good with that one, because Les Brown is a great motivational speaker. I love him. And he always said when he was growing up, all the teachers labeled him as educatedly.
Educated.
Yeah, he says it was like there's an M in there, but they labeled him as slow, educatedly very slow, but he is an incredible motivational speaker. And he had a teacher who told him, just because somebody labels you as that does not mean that that's your reality, right? So we have to overcome those labels and become what we want to become, and almost look at that as an adversity, and how do we overcome that rather than how do we become that. So overcoming that label, not becoming that label. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Suzanne, thank you very much. I get it. I totally agree. We all learn and listen differently, and to be honest with you, it's taken me many years, and I still work on that, because if somebody does say, I had an issue, true story, literally about 2 years ago. I was in class, and I used to not be able to say the word peculiar. And you can see how eloquent, I can't say that word. Eloquently, I just said that word, peculiar. And I had to say it 1,400 times. And even now, I have to stop and think about that word. We all have something, right? Nobody's freaking perfect, right? But we all have that one thing. For me, that word was a super challenge for me. So I said it in class as I was coaching. I said, I forget how it came up, but I said it, and I stumbled upon it. And then everybody started laughing. And I was laughing in the beginning, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, fuck. I felt like this big. I felt like I was a high school kid who walked in with the biggest zit right on my forehead, and everybody was laughing at me, making fun of me. And guess what? Nobody was laughing and making fun of me, because they were all concerned with their old damn zits. Gary Vee, he's infamous for saying that. Nobody gives a shit. But I was so involved, my ego, right, was so everybody's looking at me. So during class, I got aggravated. I'm like, all right, enough. Stop laughing at me. I got pissed off, right? But it is something that we're always kind of working on these things. And whoever says that they don't have any kind of insecurities, I mean, I would argue that everybody has something that they're always working on. If not, they would be perfect, and we know that that's not true. So I'm just here to share some stories and apologize for making that comment, but also uniting with the slow kids and the people who learn a little bit differently. I mean, there's a word for that now. It's called eccentric, or it's called being unique and being an individual. In a world full of sheep, where we're all doing the same thing because we're programmed to do the same thing. We want to be a part of a group. So we want to go associate with somebody that we think is better than us, or smarter than us, or more economically at a higher level, or whatever it is. We try to associate with people that we feel connected to. And oftentimes, those people make us feel insecure because we're not them. So stop the comparison and be who you are, own up to it, and that's it. Don't be afraid to not be, perfect. And that's my message today. It was a quick one.
And prove them wrong.
Prove them wrong. You know what, though?
Prove them wrong.
Prove yourself right.
Yeah.
So instead of worrying about them, turn it around and say, what can I do better? How can I prove myself right? Because I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. So if you're trying to prove them wrong, you're automatically in a negative kind of mindset of anger and rage. Where it's no, I'm just going to prove myself right. And I know that I'm capable of it. And that's why I said believe in yourself first. And then trust the process, because it's a process. And practice patience, because it's never ending, right? So anything else you'd like to add, Karen?
No, that's about it.
Woo! Fired up today. What are we saying
Cleansing
today?
and
What are we saying? What's the vibe?
What do you mean?
Believe in yourself. Trust the process. Practice patience. Boom.